You're in the kitchen.
All right, welcome to another edition of Kitchen Konversations. Jason, Jared, we are here, and we have a very special guest in Christian Alshon, who we're going to bring on in a second. But first, I want to go over our sponsors. We got Fit Vine Wines. Fit Vine makes fantastic wines. Drink wine, not sugar. Yeah, and we get to drink wine, so it's perfect. Guys, go out, check it out. It'll make you feel great.
Delicious.
No
I
hangover.
drank the whole bottle 2 nights ago. Zero hangover. Felt amazing, and I don't really even drink much. So
there you go. A resounding endorsement from Jared. And also, we got our sponsors over at Wisdom Essentials. In case if you do wake up with a hangover, you can just rub that all over your neck and I don't know.
Something like
Does it
that.
Cure hangovers? It doesn't cure hangovers.
No, this stuff's amazing though. It before you play, after you play, before you go to bed, it's like a magic stick.
It's pretty good. I got to admit.
You have a place in Atlanta, Magic Stick? No.
That's
Magic City. Magic City. Yeah. Anyways.
Different, totally different. Let's bring on Christian Alshon. Christian, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. If I knew we were drinking, I would have poured myself a glass. Come on.
You have time.
We don't allow the athletes to drink.
I've been able to drink for a year.
So I just want to say, so Christian, it's not often that we reach out to pickleball players, right? Like, we've only had a handful of players on these Kitchen Konversations anyway, but we've never reached out to anybody before they ever played their first pro tournament. And we were reaching out to you a few months ago. You've only played 2 tournaments in the last, 3 weeks or something.
Yep.
And we were looking to talk to you because you have a pretty remarkable story. And we hear all about the wave of young tennis players that are going to get into pickleball. And I think you have really exemplified that, that trend.
Yeah.
You had huge success as a tennis player. Tell us a little bit about your story.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
God, you're so young. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, he's 22 and he went whatever the word is. Forewent his 3 years of eligibility left in college, right?
So I'm a senior and I've only played 1 season of tennis. That's absurd.
Where do you go to school?
So I'm currently at the University of Chicago.
Are you in this is like an apartment, right? You're not in the dorm. You're obviously not in the dorms.
No, this is my room.
All right. Okay.
All right, so Christian, wait, let's step back. Okay, so you're from South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Boca Raton.
Okay.
And you're a great tennis player.
Right.
And you get recruited. How good were you in the juniors?
So I was, I think my biggest best ranking was I was 1 in the country for 16s, and then I was 1 in the country for 18s, and this is like a national ranking. There's also tennis recruiting, which I never dropped out of the top 5, from 13 till I chose.
So there was room for improvement.
I could have, if I was as disciplined then as I am now, then there would have been. Sorry, let me.
If you were Ryan Sherry, you would have been number 1.
Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure to meet him, but that's.
Oh, really?
We'll make that introduction. All right, okay. So you have huge success. You're a stud tennis player coming out of South Florida, and you go to University of Virginia.
Yes.
And great tennis program there.
Yeah,
top 5.
They won the national title this year. So I mean,
there you go.
After you left.
After I left. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie. That was a very emotional moment for me because I saw that they were about to win. And before they even won, they were up 3-1 in the finals. And I was like, dang, they don't need me. It hurt.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. But before we go to the next thing, what happened at University of Virginia? Because you played 1 season, I think, and then left the team?
I started a season. I never lost at position 6. I never won at position 5, but I played almost every match of the season. And then COVID happened, and around that point, I actually got kicked off the tennis team. It's no secret.
For what?
For what? No, that's a great question. I get asked.
I got kicked off the wrestling team my senior year of high school. I will not.
Okay.
Similar stories.
Right.
Who knew?
I mean, frankly, the coach and I didn't really see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Nor did Coach Wolf and I. Go on.
He wanted me to be like a perfect model image, and he wanted me to like want to go pro. And at the time, I was just an 18, 19-year-old trying to have a good time in school. So, you know, we just didn't really see eye to eye.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Fair enough. No big headlines. We're not breaking any news here. That's all right.
No.
I just want to see. I actually was scouring the internet to try to figure out what happened, and it was very blurry.
Well, the thing is, I could have stayed at the school. In the school's eyes, I did nothing wrong. I could have stayed there, got my graduation, got my degree, graduated. But, like, I'm an athlete. I couldn't stand to stay at a school, even if it was UVA, and not compete. Like, even if I wasn't trying to go pro in tennis, like, I was still wanted to play tennis. So yeah. I couldn't give that up just yet.
So you ended up at University of Chicago. How did that – how many years were you at Virginia? When did you go to Chicago?
So I went to UVA for 1 year, and then the year I went there was the year COVID started during spring break of March
2020. Yeah.
Around that time was when it really blew up. So I went home for spring break, never returned. So I didn't even finish my freshman year. And then after everything went down, and I realized out of nowhere that I wasn't on the team, I started looking at new schools, and my top choice was Yale. I talked to the coach for a while, and ultimately the reason I couldn't get in was my SAT score wasn't high enough. And then I looked at
Yale's like really hard to get into, right?
UVA, so is UVA, and so is Chicago.
That's true. That's a fair point.
And then my second choice was UPenn, because Wharton business school. And I was like, in my mind at the time, I was done with like pursuing a professional career. I was mostly just focused on like academics and like making money that way. And same problem, I couldn't get in because my SAT score wasn't high enough, because I only took it to get into UVA. It only needed to be like a 1200 to get into UVA, so I never tried to do better. And then same story, didn't work out. Out of nowhere, my mom comes to me and she was like, hey, there's this school, University of Chicago. It's like really good. And I was like, what is that school? I was just like I had no idea, because I was still pretty young and I just like wasn't familiar with top schools.
You're looking at like Penn and Yale. You're like, well, University of Chicago.
Like, I was like, what's that? So before I chose UVA, I really wanted like a prestigious school that you could like say the name and people would be like, oh, like. That was, I mean, that's obviously not a great reason to pick a school, but
it's not terrible. Sorry, I have a question. What do you like from a business standpoint? I know now you're in pickleball. What were you wanting to do that you were wanting to go to Yale and Penn?
Yeah, so I mean,
or are you not sure, which is okay at 22?
Honest, I had no idea what I wanted to do with
something in business.
I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life until like 3 months ago. Before that, I just knew you could make a lot of money in investment banking. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be an investment banker. And it's like, I'm going to make a lot of money and I'll be happy. But that's just not how I think anymore.
All right. Well, that's good. So you go to University of Chicago and you have 1 year there?
Yeah. I have 1 year left.
Okay, but you went to Chicago and you played this season. This past season was your first season playing there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How did the season go?
So my sophomore year of school, first year at University of Chicago, we start our season and it gets ended again due to COVID. So this is now the second season I have not been able to finish.
Right.
Last year, my junior year, we have a season and it's pretty crazy. Like I hadn't really been playing that much tennis because like I was focused on school, plus like I stayed in shape, but I wasn't really training for tennis. And the season starts and we're doing like pretty good. My coach actually started me at position 2. This is a kind of a funny story actually. So I don't know if I should share it or not, but I'll share it.
Yeah, you should definitely share it.
I should definitely share it. Okay.
Yeah.
So our first dual season match, our very first match, we have to be at a team meeting at 10:45 at our courts.
Show up at 3:45.
It was like a low level team that we were playing, So in my mind, I was like, oh, it doesn't really matter. I was going to play position 1 actually. And next thing I know, so I kind of had a fun night the night before, or next thing I know, somebody's waking me up at 10:30 a.m. They're like, don't you have a tennis match? I get to I'm like, eyes open up, wide awake, out of nowhere. I get to the courts at 10:57. I'm 12 minutes late. I didn't have my stuff.
Not bad.
Run, get my stuff, run to the courts. It was, needless to say, I missed the team meeting, got there before the warm-up. My coach sat me, as he should. And then he was like, didn't let me play that day. And that was kind of how I started my first official season of tennis. Not my best.
I mean, I think it's impressive that you got there by 10:57. Like,
right?
Yeah, I think
you
actually got to play because of that.
I was ready to play. Like, I started the warm up, and I'm like jogging with the team. He's like, "No, sit down."
We seem like we had similar college experiences.
You know,
I had so many stories like that. Like, it's actually creating like some like trauma. It's like PTSD from like missing exams and so many things. You know, I was always late, and I still am. I mean, it's like
whatever. Yeah, we started this interview 15 minutes late, by the way,
because of me.
Whatever
pickleball.
Whatever I do like 100%. So if I party, I party 100%. If I like rest,
I can't wait to hang out with you.
Yeah. But when I work over 1%. So I mean, yeah.
Nice. So all right. So
how tall are you, by the way?
I present myself as 6'3", but I'm closer to like 6'1.5". So it's whatever you want to take from that.
Going with 6'2".
6'2".
Yeah. Wait. So Christian, so we didn't. How did the season go? We didn't get to that part. You sat the first game, but how did the season go?
So I sat.
I never played.
So the first match I did play, I actually played at position 3, and I'm pretty sure I won 6-0, 6-0, maybe 6-0, 6-1. And then he moved me up to position 2 right after. Our number 1 guy at the time was a really solid player. So I played like 3 or 4 matches at position 2. I don't think I lost more than 2 or 3 games that like those whole matches. So I'm 4-0 this season. Coach puts me to position 1. Our previous 1 guy wasn't losing, but like he was like tight matches and he wanted to give me a shot. So I played position 1. I went undefeated the entire season at position 1. I'm pretty sure I went 17-18-0. So I won about like 12 or so matches at 1. And I'm pretty sure I averaged, until NCAAs, I did the math almost after every game. I averaged 3.5 games like losing per match. It was crazy.
So you're good at tennis.
And so wait, so what happens? So you guys go to the tournament, right? Like you guys play in the NCAA Division III tournament.
Yes.
And University of Chicago's never won a national championship.
They've never made it to the finals, or they had
never made it to the finals.
I never made it to the finals. So we play Emory our first round. I play a longtime friend of mine at position 1. I don't win or lose the match. I won the first set. We were battling the second, and somebody else clinched for us. That it's only quarters. That was the quarters first round.
I don't understand. I don't know tennis that well. So how do you not win or lose?
So if it's first to 4 usually when it's D1, because it's 6 singles plus 1 doubles. But when it's D3, it's first to 5 because it's 6 singles and 3 doubles.
So you don't play a full match. You just play a couple.
Well, no, they play, but if it ends, if 5 people win for your team, it's done. It's over.
It's done. It's not gonna. They only play it out like early in the season when people are just trying to get like reps in. But at this point, like people are trying to like rest for the next match.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't get it, but it's okay.
That's okay. We make it to the semis, and I've never clinched in my entire college experience. Or college tennis experience. So basically just that year. Clinching is when you are the deciding, or when you make it to 5 for D3. That's a clinch. Yeah. And then there's also a deciding clinch, which is when the other teams are, or when you guys are at 4-4. So we're playing against Tufts school. That's the name of the school, TUFFS. Yeah. And it's
Wait, Tuffs, not Tufts?
With a T. Tufts.
Yeah, Tufts. Oh, is there?
With a T.
No, this could be
Silent-
different. This might be a
silent
different
T.
one. This could be TOUGHS.
I only heard it. I never saw it spelled out.
I think it's TUFTS. I think that. Yeah.
Oh,
Go on.
really?
Very good score.
I mean, we're
Tufts.
older. We're like, I could be like your dad. So, you know, we have
You
more
couldn't have gotten in with your SAT scores. It's okay.
Okay. Anyway, so we're at 4-4, and it's me and this one guy, Eric something like Galecki, or I don't know. He was a really good player, and I won the first set 6-0. Next thing I know, I'm like battling the second set, and I'm like hoping one of my teammates win. Like, this is a big. So I don't want to be like I'm hoping like somebody's just like, all right, match is done. You guys are good, off to the finals. But that doesn't happen. Because we were up, and then 1 by 1, like another guy lost. So it's 4-4. I'm playing this guy. We're in the tiebreaker, second set tiebreaker, and I start cramping. I started cramping like 4-3 in the second.
What year is this? Is this like 2 months ago?
May. This is May.
4 months ago, 4.5 months ago, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm playing this guy, and we go to the tiebreak. In the tiebreak, I am down 6-3, and it is officially the last match left. So there's 4-4. I'm down 6-3. If I lose this, plus I'm cramping, there's a chance, small chance, but there's a chance we don't make it to the finals, and I don't win the third set. So I remember my teammates, they're on the side, and there's like a viral meme or whatever. It's like, you're not that guy. So I like saying I'm that guy a lot. And they're on the sidelines, and they're like, you're that guy. He's like, you're that guy. And in my head, I'm like, I'm that guy that wins these matches down 6-3. And with a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, I ended up winning 5 points in a row to clinch the deciding match.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That moment was top 5, without a doubt, best moments of my life, because you fought through adversity, cramping, it's hot out there, it's the second day, everything's on the line. That's what makes it.
Was number one the night before the tennis thing that you missed?
Was that what?
Was number one the top moment of your life the night before that tennis?
Honestly, I don't remember what I did that night.
Okay.
So
We'll put it at top 3.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't worth it.
Christian, so I saw a video of that, and I thought that was actually the finals. That was they all jumped on you.
So no, that was the finals.
That was the finals.
So
This on YouTube. I'm gonna look it up right now.
But you weren't wearing sleeves in that one either.
no, I don't wear sleeves.
Okay, no
You're
sleeves.
not anywhere. Like weddings.
I can wear a vest without the sleeves and it looks pretty okay.
Like a Chippendale.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm gonna look this up while we're talking.
All right, so you won the nationals. We'll just fast forward here. You won the national championship for University of Chicago. You clinched both the semifinals and the finals.
Also clinched the finals. I mean, I had a great team that I wouldn't have been able to do it without, but it was really cool to get the recognition personally.
That's pretty good. What did the coach think? Have you and the coach, kind of had your moment? Did you guys talk that through?
So talk what through? What exactly?
Well, you got off to a rocky start.
Oh,
So this is the other coach though.
I'm what?
Right? Oh no, you're right. This is that
this is
coach.
the University of Chicago.
So I really wanted to win, and I was really going to work hard and do what I needed to do to win. Just in my mind, I was like, I didn't need to work that hard that first night, which is, I've grown in the last year. I've learned from some of my mistakes. And my coach and I we're pretty tight.
All right.
That's
good.
a sick tweener, by the way.
That's a cool one.
That's pretty sick.
That was at National Indoors.
All right. So let me fast forward. I go to Atlanta. I knew who you were. We had talked to you prior to this and reached out about
fast forward. There's so many
because there was big news about Christian coming over to the world of pickleball. He forewent his last years of eligibility in college and decided, I'm going to go play pro pickleball. Now, we'd reached out. We wanted to get you on a Kitchen Conversation because I think it's an excellent story. I run into you in Atlanta, but I don't know it's you. And you're looking for someone. I think you're looking for Kyle McMakin to play some doubles with. And he's like, I can't do it. And I'm like, I'll play. And then I walk out with you guys. I'm like, what level are you guys? And you're like, oh, we're pro. And then I tried to make it like, I'm not going to flinch at this. I'm like, yeah.
How bad was Jason? How bad was he?
No, I held my own.
That's the
I'm not asking you. You always think that. Christian, how was Jason?
He was great. I mean, like the level you're at, you can't control too much, but the effort you give, you can control. And my man Jason was drenched by the time we were done, and I just
drenched. We were playing with the 7 and 8 year old in the Yola clinic, and he was drenched, and he hit me in the right in the dong, right in the tip.
We're gonna play that video right here. Wait, this is where we insert the video.
If you have it, just pop it up.
I don't have it now, but we'll insert it here.
Hold on. Jason had to make this about himself. I want to know, how did you get into pickleball?
How did I get into
Wait, this is the story. Hold on. So I'm out on the court and we're playing, and he's my partner. And he introduced
You've never played before?
Listen, so me and him are playing, and we're into the Atlanta. This is the APP Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, down in Griffin, Georgia. And we're playing, and we get to talking. I knew his name was Christian, but I didn't put it together. This is Christian Alshon. And so I'm like, wait a minute, I know who you are. And then it all kind of
I told you my name, and then like a few minutes later, you're like, wait, because I think you saw me playing, and then you're like, that must be
it didn't connect, and so then I figured it out, and I was like, oh wait, hold on. So I was like, wait, how long have you been playing? And then, like, we started having this conversation, and the punchline of this whole story is that he hadn't played pickleball. He decided he wanted to be a professional pickleball player before he played pickleball.
That was your first game ever?
Oh, okay.
No.
Right. So I can tell this story.
Okay,
so after what Jason's saying is, I decided I wanted to go pro in pickleball before I started consistently playing pickleball. After we won the national title,
And you're you're a senior now. Sorry.
I'm a junior after it happens. I'm a senior right now. So last year, I'm celebrating with my coach because a few guys stayed for individuals after team is done. So I'm celebrating with my coach and our assistant coaches in one of our hotel rooms, and we're just chatting it up. And he was like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, so I've thought about this a little bit, because I had played pickleball a few times, but not consistently.
Where in Florida?
Florida, exclusively Florida.
Anyone we know, like Scott Golden or like?
Yeah, I can get to a few names. I played with James Ignatowicz actually a lot, which is a big part of why I wanted to go pro. Because
make him pay for that.
He was better than me, but I was hanging, and this was before I even started. So I was like, okay. Anyway, so I'm chatting it up with him. He's like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, because I had just gotten like this serotonin rush of like winning a big title, and I'm like, I don't want to ever lose that feeling. I want to like keep chasing that feeling. So I was like, I want to go pro in pickleball. He was like, "What?" I was like, I want to go pro in pickleball. And
that can give a college tennis coach a heart attack. You know that.
After just winning a national championship?
Yeah.
I can't wait to have this kid back. Wait, you're playing pickleball.
I remember telling him, I'm like, don't worry. I was like, I'll do it after next year. I was like, I got you. Because in my mind, I wasn't good. I was going to finish my senior year at the time.
I gotta be honest. Like, I fully support you playing pickleball, but like college is really fun, and like, yeah,
you're still in college.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're doing both? Okay.
Oh, I'm multitasking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you said that, and then had you watched pro pickleball? Like, were there any players you were trying to emulate? Was there?
No.
Did you know about the kitchen? Did you know about the kitchen?
I had played. So before June,
no, not the court space, the kitchen. This is where the kitchen. You know
okay. No, I hadn't.
Did you know this is where the kitchen, right?
Yeah. No, I'm familiar.
Okay. Just make sure.
Come on.
I know that now, but I don't think I was too familiar with anything inside pickleball. I just knew of pickleball. Yeah.
Fair.
All right. So fast forward, you go to Atlanta. You played 2 tournaments in Atlanta. That's all you've done so far, right? Professionally. You knock off Rafa Hewitt twice, Hayden Patriquin, Jay DeVilliers, Dylan Frazier, William Sobek. In the tournament, singles.
But in 2 tournaments.
In 2 tournaments.
Did you feel bad beating Hayden?
Nah, I wanted to beat him so bad. So what's funny is I had met him a day or two before that at like practice courts, and we played.
He's cocky.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he is. He's still young, but like
Some people aren't, Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Who is it? Well, some people are not. I am.
I mean,
no one here, by the way, no one here, but yes, we've heard
better than others. Let's put it that way. So I'm playing him, and he's playing me, and he's acting like he should be beating me, which is fair because he probably
should be beating you.
Yeah. I don't know, but he gave a great fight, and that was a tough win.
So hold on. So Rafa, Dylan.
Yeah. So I played him in a PPA Peachtree. I lose to him in the main draw. It's crazy. It's third round of a main draw professional match, and they put us on, like the foldable net. So they put us on a foldable net plus courts with tape on it, and I'm like,
I didn't think this is what it was gonna be.
I'm like, we need to fix this. Yeah, it would. I'm gonna work on that for future pro tournaments. Yeah. And then I beat him second time.
And so, what'd you finish?
I came fourth.
Who'd you lose? Who was your final match?
So, for the third and fourth bronze medal match, I play this guy Ben. I think he's pretty decent. Last name Johns. I don't know. He got me. He got the dub. But
was it pretty ugly?
I played probably one of the best matches I played against him. I'm gonna be honest. I could play better, but at the time, best matches of my life.
What was it?
So I was up 7-0 in the first game. It's 2 out of 3 to 11. I'm up 7-0.
You're like, this guy sucks.
I'm like, what's his name again? So I'm playing phenomenal. I'm just ripping winners. I'm trying not to let him get into that cat and mouse game because he's got years of experience there. I've got a few months, and that's something I need to work on. So I'm focusing on my drives. And this is why I say, this is why I thought there was a point at 7-0, he just decided that he didn't want to lose to me. That was it. He just decided he didn't want to lose to me, and there was nothing I could do. He just stopped missing. I kept playing well.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And was he cool after? Did you talk to him after? Have you had any conversation with him?
Yeah. We chatted a little bit. He seemed nice. So, I mean, not too much. I also met his brother Colin, his sister Hannah. So, I mean, the whole family, the whole gang is a part of pickleball. It's cool.
Yeah.
And so you're training down in South Florida, right? When you're not in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you training with down in South Florida?
So the main people I train with are none other than the Waters, Anna Leigh and Leigh Waters. And over the last 2.5 months, they've kind of been my coaches, which is why I've been able to exponentially increase in skill level because I have like people who really understand the game teaching me. Plus I have the tennis background and foundation. So
and the confidence.
And confidence is key. So
yeah. And who else are you playing down in South Florida?
Other than those two critical people, Johnny Goldberg has moved to Florida, and Bing Bong. Right. He is right now my doubles partner, and we're playing. We've got a lot of tournaments lined up for the rest of this year. We played APP Atlanta. We played PPP.
Does he talk a lot of smack on the court?
Oh yeah, he does.
Are you able to hang in that department?
I'm waiting to talk smack because like you can't just come out and like be talking trash. You got to be able to back it up. So I'm gonna back it up.
You can, and if you do, we'll feature you more. So
you and Johnny together. I mean, if you guys talk some smack, it's kind of fun.
It is fun. He's great. He really gets the crowd into it, and he's good for the sport.
You play in Vegas?
Yeah. I'm that's my next tournament.
And so Christian, you're head to toe a Diadem. Pronounce it properly for me.
It's actually a Diadem shirt right here. It's a pretty like old one too. It's cool. I cut the sleeves off. You cut the sleeves off.
Okay, I just want to. Is that a service that you offer, cutting sleeves off for other people?
I do it pretty well. I mean,
good.
You just try to show your back gains. That's what that was right there.
Of course.
Let me ask you a question. With no sleeves, where are you going to put the kitchen logo? Have you thought about that, or
Oh. I mean, there's like a spot like inside the shirt right here.
Real
That, like,
two insides.
I whip when I lift up my shirt. Got you.
Right.
That's better if you think about it. Yeah.
In some ways. So what's your take on pickleball so far? Like, are you loving it? Are you feeling like, did you ever think about trying to play pro tennis, or is that just not a thing for you?
That's a great question. So when I was a junior, the only thing I thought about was pro tennis. Like it was the, like, I didn't think about what I would do with my life, because I knew I was going to be a pro tennis player. And there was a certain period where I was like 15, 16, where I was like, dang, there are some of these, it was like the first time in my life where there were kids who were younger than me that were doing better than me. And that's like, that hits.
That's a humbling experience. I remember that.
It's very humbling when like, because at that age, it's older does better. It's just kind of how it is. So when somebody who's younger than me is beating me, I was like, wait, can I not make it anymore? Doubts start to creep in, and I wasn't mentally strong enough to win that battle. So I kind of let the battle beat me, and just decided like I wasn't going to go pro.
Appreciate the transparency. I like that. That's
yeah.
So what do you? I mean, so the transition from tennis to pickleball, right? You picked it up very quickly. It suits you, right? Like you
in
when
singles.
I watch you play,
doubles is still TBD, right?
Right.
Yeah. Still, so I mean, doubles is like, singles is very easy to transfer tennis skills to pickleball skills, because singles relies a lot more on athleticism, whereas doubles relies a lot more on like foundation and consistency and strategy.
So you are head to toe Diadem. Is it Diadem or Diadem?
It's Diadem. I mean, people
Diadem.
say all the time. I mentioned this, but this is actually their shirt. It's like American flag. It's got their little symbol. I like it because it's like just
cool. Yeah, it's cool. It doesn't like, it's not all pickleball-y and
yeah. So I've been using Diadem paddle since I started consistently 4 months ago, less than 4 months ago, and I've tried some other paddles, but Diadem is definitely my favorite. It's the one I like.
Have you tried the Yola?
I have, but the thing is, I only used it for one day, and I didn't really like it. I know it takes time to like.
You play with the Warrior? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's the Warrior
Edge, the new Edge.
Okay, not the 19. Yeah.
No, it's 16.
Yeah, it's 16 millimeter, 8 ounces. I put some lead tape like here. I also put here and here.
Yeah, but if that's lead tape, you shouldn't be touching it.
No, I think it's all... Really?
Yeah, it's lead. Like, put tape over it. That's just my little lesson to everybody out there.
Lead is lead
is toxic.
I mean, come on, like you're not.
You're gonna be okay, but
you'll probably like how it feels.
Put some tape over it.
You might die. Yeah, exactly. So, what kind of music are you into, Jason? I have a new line of questions that I'm going to be asking during.
That's like I really like classic rock. I'm like Red Hot Chili Peppers vibe. I just watched.
Seeing them on Sunday, actually.
Wait, really?
Yeah, at ACL, Austin City Limits Music Fest.
Oh, that's sick.
Come on out. I'll get you a ticket.
I mean, that's funny. Yeah, classic rock. I just watched Elvis recently, and like, I didn't really listen to too much of him before. Like, I heard him, but he slaps. I like watching movies more than I like listening to
movies. First person that's ever said Elvis slaps.
Yeah, that maybe ever.
Like Skrillex slaps. Elvis like shakes or something. I don't know. He does something.
He's mid.
I don't know. I mean,
I like it.
That's funny.
Cool. All right.
All right. So Christian, what's the goals in pickleball? What are your ambitions? What are your goals? What do you think you can achieve? The rest of this year is pretty short. What can you do? Can we get some podiums?
What's funny is I saw on Tyson McGovern's like podcast with Sam Querrey, he mentioned that in 3 months he thought that he could make it. He could be like top 10. I'm pretty sure.
I saw that. But for the record, Jared and I have played Sam Querrey, and we took a game off of him.
Yeah. So
I thought he was good.
He's good. He is good.
I didn't think he was like. I thought he was like a 5-0.
Yeah. Any tennis player, right when they start, depending on their level, is about a 5-0. Like
we're having Sam Querrey on next week, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Said that, and I had about like 4 people send that to me, and they were like, "This is you," and I'm like, I'm not ranked top 10 yet, but give me another 3 months. Like,
right. And in all fairness, you weren't ranked top 10 in the world in tennis. Like he is legit. He was number 11 in the world. So
yeah,
right. He was 11. Right. Didn't break the top 10, but like world class.
He beat Nadal and Joker and Andy Murray.
Yeah, in that run in the Wimbledon. But look, but serve was obviously a huge part of his game. He's huge. He's 6'6". That probably equates better on a tennis court for coverage than it does a pickleball court, in doubles at least. I mean, singles, we haven't seen him play singles. I'd love to see him play singles.
The thing is, I don't think any tennis player can come into pickleball doubles and just start dominating. That's just not going to happen. Completely different sport. You got to use one grip for both sides. Tennis players constantly change their grip for shots, so I've had to change my backhand grip.
What grip are you using?
So I use like a continental grip, like a slice forehand grip, and slice backhand for tennis, and I use topspin with that grip. And it was really hard because it's just like my backhand grip is a lot more Western. No, not Western, the other one. Are
you two-handed backhand pickleball?
That's an interesting. So basically, what happened there is after APP Atlanta, I didn't do as well as I would have liked to do in singles, and I was like, I need a better backhand because like I can't pass people with a one-hander. It's hard. It's really hard, and you can't go cross court on a one-hander because the ball is not like tennis where it compresses, so it's like a hard-on-hard object. So when you hit it like here, if you hit it one way, it's going to go that way, so you can't get around it. So you need a second hand to really help yourself get
leverage.
Yeah, exactly, and like stability. So after APP Atlanta, I decided to switch to a two-hander. I called Leigh Waters. I was like, hey, like I need a two-hander. Like this is not gonna work. And I flew into Peachtree, or no, I drove to Peachtree. What am I saying? And I went out to the courts with Leigh. AL was my hitting partner, and we just like drilled my two-handed backhand, and then I used it PPA. I keep saying PPA. Yeah. PPA.
PPP is the loan program for COVID.
Yeah.
I did not know that. PPA Peachtree, and it worked. Like I remember against Hayden, I was playing the first game, and I was up like 9-5 or something. He brings it back to like 10-8 or so, like around there, and I'm like, shoot, like it's getting close, and I end up winning the first game with a two-handed backhand up the line winner. I look over, Leigh's watching me. I'm like, let's go. It was a great feeling. It was like the first winner I'd ever hit with a two-handed.
I love it. And so you're playing. Have you got any offers from the tours or anything?
No, that's on a need to know basis. No, I'm kidding. I'm keeping my options open, right? Like I want to try out everything. Like I could see myself playing MLP recently too.
Are you going to go to Columbus?
What's in Columbus? Is that
he's not on the MLP team. He is going to put himself into the.
Are you going to go
draft.
and check out? I know he's not playing Columbus. Are you going to go? You're not going to go. You're not going.
If I wasn't in school, but it's just really hard to like.
Dude, you like big nights
Chicago
out,
to Columbus. That's pretty easy, actually.
Is that what is that? Is that MLP?
Yeah. MLP in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we have a guy. One of our team members I think he's going from Chicago.
We can give you a ride if you want.
2 weeks. So that's the same time as Vegas.
You just submitted, Mikey.
No, it's the weekend after Vegas.
2 weeks. Red Hot Chili Peppers Sunday, and then you could even just stay. You could just come to Austin, just stay in Austin the whole week. I could set you up with all the pros. And then you go to Columbus, same flight.
Teach Jared your two-handed backhand.
Babysit my 2-year-old.
So right now, big problem, not a problem, but it's just a situation I've been dealing with. I'm in the first week of school, is scheduling my entire next quarter. We have quarters at UChicago instead of semesters.
You don't have to explain. I understand.
No, I'd like to hear the explanation. I'd like to hear the explanation, actually.
So quarters are like trimesters. There's 3 of them instead of semesters. It basically just condenses the work you learn, and it's supposed to make you learn more, but it could also like just not help you learn if it's too quick. I think it's a good model. And
3/4 makes no sense, by the way.
I know there's 3 of them. I think it may count
3/4.
It may count like the summer quarter because there's a quarter in the summer.
That's what they do.
Yeah, it is what they do. But so I've been scheduling my whole quarter, and I need 9 classes left to graduate. Usually people take 3 or 4 classes during a quarter, but since I only need 9 and there's 3 quarters, I can take 3 classes, 3 classes, 3 classes. I put off my language until my senior year because language is hard. If you're not like living in or around the place that speaks it.
What language are you learning?
I took 4 years of high school Spanish. I barely
from South Florida.
Yeah, from South Florida. But like it's just I learn a lot.
I did French. Who does French? Stupid.
Nobody.
A lot, and then you don't do anything for 2 months and you just forget everything. In order to maintain like memory, you got to like constantly be learning it. So I just never been able to do that. And the way language works at University of Chicago is it's very participative. So it's hard and it's also a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's like it will be Monday and Friday. And I remember I was, for some reason I was going to take Italian. Don't read into it. Instead of Spanish. And I go to a first day. Mi chiamo Christian e tu come chiame. I don't know. That was the only thing I learned in the first day of class. I think I said my name and asked for your name. Anyway, so he's going over the syllabus, the professor, and he's like, you get 2 excused absences, and I'm already going to miss like 5 days of class, like five Fridays looking at my schedule. He's like, you get 2 excused absences, and then after that, you lose 2% off your final grade for every class you miss. And I want to fly out on like Wednesdays, like and miss my.
So wait, Christian, do you talk to your professors and say, hey, I play tennis at the school and now I'm a professional pickleball player? Like, do you talk to them? Do they know what pickleball is?
Okay, it's funny. I spoke with my academic advisor yesterday. She had no idea what pickleball was, which is okay. But she's a little bit on the older side, so I was like, that should like
that's the demographic.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I didn't say it to her, obviously. And then I spoke to one of my teachers, one of my professors, and kind of told her my like story about like tennis, how I'm trying to pursue a professional career in pickleball. I didn't have
when you have this conversation, are you wearing sleeves or not?
I was. It's cold.
Okay, you were. Okay.
It's smart.
I think that's the right move.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I gotta.
Does anyone ever call you Sunshine? You ever get that?
No.
Have you seen Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans.
Oh, I know what that is, but I've never.
Yeah, I can see
you're
it.
Sunshine now. That's your new nickname. It's a good one. It's a compliment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you got the blonde hair. You got the no sleeves. No, if you don't like it, I won't continue with calling you. Think about it.
Whatever you want, man. So I was gonna take another point. Is I was a double major up until the start of this year. I was an intended economics psychology double major, and I dropped my psychology major in order to lighten my load. So I only have 9 classes instead of people usually take 11 or 12 throughout a year. So that's really good for me. Unfortunately, I won't have my psych degree, but it's going to be easier. And what I found out is I can take my language over the summer, and it is likely going to be remote. And if I do this, I will. So language is 3 classes. You got to take 1 each quarter. You could also place out of it, but I know that's almost impossible. So it's 3 classes, which is 3 of my 9. If I take that during the summer, that means I only have 6 classes left. That means I can take 3 the first quarter, 3 the second quarter, and then my third quarter, I won't have any classes.
Jason, I told you we shouldn't ask about the school part.
No, this is good.
I'm sorry. This is like
I'm kidding.
Most of what I've thought about in the last week because I'm trying to play pickleball. I've also played pickleball every day this week, and I have a.
You need to like team up with a Spanish speaking player. Federico or
yeah, Federico's good.
Who do you play with in Chicago?
That's a good question. So I got in on Monday. On Tuesday, with a student who's about 4.045 level, who just asked me if I wanted to play, which was really good because I had no idea. So we went to some park courts about 2 miles from campus. luckily north. We're in Southside Chicago right now, or South Chicago right now. So it was north, and I played with him Tuesday. He introduces me to a group of people. This is why pickleball is amazing. He introduces me to a group of people, like a foursome that he's playing with, and they're like, one of them was like, "Oh, like I heard about you," which was really cool to get like noticed. And they're like, "All right, like we'll put you in touch with like some better players." So that night they put me in touch with a 5'8" doubles player. His name's Jerry Ho or Hu. It's Huo.
Okay.
They put me up. He came 5th in the Chicago Open last year, so he was like a decent player. Yeah. Wednesday, I played with the same U Chicago student, and then Thursday, which was yesterday, I played with the Jerry guy. And you know what's amazing is I played him, and he beat me in like a lot of the games we played. So we did like regular drilling, and then we did like dink points because that's one of the best ways to drill. And he beat me like a lot more than I beat him, and that's like the best thing you could ask for as an athlete is to lose, because that means there's room for improvement. So I'm really excited about that. I'm playing with him again in a couple hours.
Nice. Love it. Do you have any questions about the kitchen? Do you any idea who we are? Do you care? It's okay if you don't.
When did you guys start? When was your
about 2 years ago? Just over 2 years ago. I'd never heard of pickleball. Jason was playing tennis, and I was like, dude, I played this pickleball. He's like, yeah, I played out. I'm not that into it. I'm like, dude, it's really cool. I think you're gonna love it. Kept on him about it. And then finally one day he's like, dude, pickleball's great. I love it.
Jared, I just got an idea. Can you cut your sleeves off of that kitchen shirt? For Christian.
If you do that, send it to me.
Yeah, we'll make a Christian Alshon edition of the kitchen.
I'll definitely send you some shirts. But yeah, 2 years. Long story short, we're the largest cumulative pickleball community online. We work with a lot of the pros, we work with MLP, PPA, bunch of the brands. We, obviously have this podcast. We're champions of the sport, just pickleball addicts, and we're just stoked that you're in the sport. I think that I like your story. I think that you got a good look. I think you got a good vibe. I like that you're cocky. Not
confident.
No, but cocky's. I mean, like.
No, you're cocky.
We're gonna be the biggest pickleball company in the world. Like I strongly believe that. And that's cocky, and that's okay. Like,
right, cocky.
Yeah, you gotta stand by what you believe.
Yeah, like I believe that, and I think that you're going up against some dudes with more life experience who are freaking badass. And they're cocky, like they're coming for blood, and so you got to feel like you can. I've heard a lot of players say that they lose to Ben before they even step on the court.
I don't care who you are. Like I go in there with the mindset that I'm winning.
Yeah.
Like
you're a gamer.
Doesn't matter what match it is. I've thought that after like 3 weeks of playing. So.
There you go. That's gonna be helpful in your journey, and we wish you luck. We'll be watching and pulling for you in Vegas, and maybe we'll get you a ride to Columbus if you're up for it.
Yeah, right. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, you should come out to Austin sometime. This is where the pros are at, and if you ever make your way, hit me up. I'll get you in games. And dude, great to chat with you. I appreciate you making the time.
Yeah.
And we'll run into each other in person soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we will, Jared. I'm definitely going to be around the pickleball world for the next foreseeable future. Yeah.
10 years.
Excellent. All right, we will see you out on the court, Christian.
Yes, you will. That's funny.
All right. Good luck.
I mean,
thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.